you doing? I hope it's going great for you. I am really excited for this episode. I mean, I always say that I'm excited, but especially today I am because I get to share kind of part of a place that I just got back from and some fun experiences that I just had in part. And so it's just really fun to be able to jump in and share this with you. Today's topic is the 9 best river cruises to celebrate holidays and seasons. That may not sound like something that I just got back from, but I just returned from a river cruise conference in Amsterdam. It was super great. I got to stay on a river cruise ship and I got to learn about and tour and eat on and experience and be educated about 12 different river cruise ships that were there from 9 different river cruise lines. Did you know that there are that many river cruise lines and more? There were some that were not there. Following the conference, I went on a tulip time river cruise, which originated there in Amsterdam. I just sailed on one of the ships that was there on a really fun river cruise. River cruising is perfect for experiencing the inside of a country all along the riverbanks, seeing the small towns and enjoying the local customs and just all the fun experiences that are there locally. So while I was there, or being there, I guess, and coming home, it gave me the idea that I wanted to share 9 of the best seasonal times and places to go on a river cruise. Obviously, I was there right now during the spring, and so that's kind of what prompted my thought as to what I would, talk about. But I then just got thinking, oh, there's so many other great holidays and seasons and things to kind of get to experience throughout the year. So let's jump in and talk about a bunch of these. First, of course, I'm going to start with tulip season. So imagine drifting through the Dutch waterways in the spring, and then you disembark and you get to wander among over 7 million tulips in bloom. This place is called the Keukenhof Gardens. They are one of the largest flower gardens in the entire world. And of course, the Netherlands are world famous because they are home to these tulip fields. The best time to go is late March to early May. The peak bloom period is usually around mid-April, depending on the weather. So right now is not the peak bloom period, not quite while I'm recording this. We're still at the end of March. Not quite peak bloom period. There were a lot of daffodils and a lot of hyacinths, but the tulips were just barely, they weren't all the way open yet. So barely starting to come. So very, very beautiful, just amazing. And even if you don't go, like I was a little bit early for, full on tulip season, it's really beautiful to see the flowers that are there and to just get to see the country. The rivers that you get to see tulip season on is the Rhine River and also the little tributaries that are there in the Netherlands. So super fun. If you are watching the video, I thought I would just include a few of my pictures from being there in the Netherlands. Really, flowers are just all over the place. Right now, there are daffodils growing just everywhere. I loved this. If you can see the picture, if you can see my screen, the upper right picture, it was along a canal. Of course, Netherlands are full of canals. And somebody had parked an old bike there just as a prop, like as a cute little, I guess, picture taking moment. But anyway, there's a little basket area on the front, and there's a couple of flower pots and baskets kind of on the back, like where the seat would be in back of the seat. And they are just full of these beautiful blooming flowers. So it's really fun. The quintessential Netherlands picture with the cobblestone streets, the bikes, because there are bikes all over Netherlands, way more bikes than people, and the flowers. So really fun. Anyway, Netherlands is also known for windmills, got to see lots of those. And I went to a tulip farm and got to see kind of and learn about how the production of the tulip farming works. It was a really great time. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but it was really amazing to get to go in the spring to the Netherlands. Other than tulip time, In the spring, another event that people may want to do is see the cherry blossoms in cherry blossom season. If you have ever dreamed about seeing the cherry blossoms in Japan or in Washington, D.C., there are river cruises that go both of these places and right at the right times. So getting out and exploring the countryside will be just what you're hoping for to get to see all of these beautiful cherry blossoms. The best time to go is mid-March to early April. So we're right in the middle of it right now. In Japan, the places you will go is there are various rivers and coastal cruise kind of areas that navigate near the prime cherry blossom area. And in Washington, D.C., you would be cruising along the Potomac River and Chesapeake Bay. There's really great river cruise options here in the US, not just overseas. You might think you may have to travel to Europe, but not true. Another event, kind of seasonal event that you may want to participate in or see is Venice, especially at the time of Carnival. So the Venice Carnival is just this amazing experience where they have masked balls and historical reenactments and street performers, but they have these really elaborate, beautifully ornate masks. And Venice is known for mask making. So it's really, during Carnival, it's really this blend of mystery, history, and celebration. So Carnival runs for about 2 weeks. It's different timing every year because it usually ends with Shrove Tuesday, which is in February or March. So Carnival is usually around February or March-ish timeframe every year. And Venice is not really on a river per se, but the river cruises that go and specifically get to spotlight the Carnival would be on the Venetian Lagoon and the Po River. Another event that you may want to participate in is the Renaissance Festival. Have you ever been like super entranced with like olden days and medieval and Renaissance time period? Well, you might want to go to the Loire Valley in France. It is known for many castles, so there are lots of castles, and you already get a sense, no matter what time of year you visit the Loire Valley, you get a sense of their love for the medieval and Renaissance time periods. But they have festivals that are going on, and they just really bring to life, like they tell stories of kings and queens and courts and fun intrigues and just fun little inside tales that you probably wouldn't have ever heard. They do costume parades, jousting tournaments, and royal banquets. It's just really this fun historic journey back in time. So if you are going on a Paris-centered Seine River cruise, so any cruise that stops in or originates in or ends at Paris, you could get an extension and access the Loire Valley and get to check out this Renaissance Festival. So the timing is throughout the spring and summer. So there are various festivals going on. It just kind of varies year to year. Another experience that you may want to have that's kind of a seasonal one is a wine festival. So if you are a wine enthusiast, you might really love visiting Bordeaux, France during the festival. Of course, Bordeaux is known as being wine country anyway, so you could visit any time of year. It wouldn't have to be during the festival, but if you're really love wine, then you may want to go specifically during the festival. There are immersive tastings, vineyard tours, and of course, getting to experience the richness of the wine region and all of the different varieties of wines. They only hold the actual festival every 2 years. It's in late June. The next one is scheduled this year in 2024. So if you think this might be fun, then, maybe 2026, you may want to think about going to the wine festival. The rivers are the Garonne and the Dordogne rivers, and they are cruising through the Bordeaux region in France. Another festival that you may want to participate in or experience from a river cruise is Oktoberfest. The spirit of Oktoberfest is celebrated in many towns along Germany's rivers. It originated in Munich, but it's not only in Munich, although that is kind of the main parent city that has Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is not just a beer festival, although it is a beer festival, but it's also just its joyous celebration of Bavarian culture. And just, there's lederhosen and there's Oompa bands and there's the parades and the celebrating and the booths and all the fun things that go along with a festival. The actual dates for Oktoberfest are usually late September through the first weekend in October. So even though it's called Oktoberfest, it's usually not the entire month of October. And the river is the Danube. And so Munich is not located right on the Danube. And so you would stop in one of the little towns that's there close to Munich and then travel to Munich for an excursion and get to. But like I said, a lot of the little towns around are also celebrating Oktoberfest. So it's not only in Munich. Now let's talk about a fall foliage type of experience. Have you ever been excited about or wanted to go on a fall foliage trip on the Hudson River in the state of New York? Well, there is a river cruise that does just that. They do actual fall foliage cruises, and that's what it's based on. And so all along the banks, it's just this, beautiful spectacle, reds, oranges, and golds, and just, it's kind of crisp, chilly in the air, and, sipping cider and hot chocolate and just enjoying these beautiful fall colors. However, just because it's a fall foliage viewing cruise doesn't mean that you don't get to see some amazing things along the way. So some of the prime viewing locations for this cruise are the Vanderbilt Mansion, Franklin D. Roosevelt's home, the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, and Sleepy Hollow. So some really great things that you get to, those are just a few of the places you get to stop and things you get to see along the way. The dates are usually end of September through October. So that's really, mostly the month of October, beginning the end of September, possibly. And of course, the river is the Hudson River in New York. Another fun festival that you may be interested in seeing in person is called the Festival of Lights. Now, this one is very specific. It does not have a very large window of availability because it happens every year on December 8th and only lasts for 4 days. But this festival takes place in a place called Lyon, France. And it's just these amazing lights all over the city. So it originally started as a tribute to Mary, the mother of Jesus, and now it's just morphed into this whole huge, big light celebration. So that's why it's called the Festival of Lights. The entire city lights up their windows, their homes, the buildings, and they do them in all colors. Like it's not just, the white twinkly lights, but it's just this beautiful show of all different colors. So the Festival of Lights has become an attraction to people from all over the world. Always, like I said, it begins December 8th and it lasts for 4 days. So it would be a really specific week that you would have to book for that. One bonus for booking a river cruise for the Festival of Lights, that would also coincide with the same time as a Christmas markets cruise. So you would get kind of the best of all worlds doing that. The rivers that you would sail on to get to Lyon would be the Rhone River and the Saône River. Saône River. That wasn't a very good pronunciation, but you get the idea. Okay, last but not least, the 9th seasonal thing that you may want to experience on a river cruise is the Christmas markets. Now, these are so popular that now it is March right now when I'm recording this, and the river cruise conference that I just got back from, basically the river cruise lines were telling us that most of the river cruise markets for this year, so it's still, 9 months away from now, 9 months away, are sold out or almost sold out. So there's not that much availability left for Christmas market sailing in 2024. If you are interested in a Christmas market sailing, let me know and let's get you in the books for 2025. So, of course, Christmas markets are amazing, just the quintessential winter wonderland experience. There is something completely magical about the Christmas markets along the rivers. The towns deck their homes and their streets with these festive lights, and you just step off your river cruise ship and you just can smell just the amazing aromas and hear the carolers, and these stalls are just brimming with all these handcrafted gifts and food and just all this amazing, just amazingness that it's Christmas. So each market has its own charm. So there are various markets and they're all a little bit different. They have their own local traditions and Yuletide, festivities. So the best time to see the Christmas markets is late November through December. And the rivers mainly are the Danube and the Rhine. Countries, especially Germany, Austria, and France, but other countries also celebrate Christmas markets. So just because you're not in one of these countries doesn't mean that you wouldn't get to experience some Christmas markets. So fun, so fun. All right, let's wrap it up. There are such a variety of cruises and destinations ready to help you enjoy all the seasons and all the holidays all around the world. Each cruise line has its own unique just flair and feeling to it and included amenities. And so every river cruise is its own distinctive adventure. There literally is a river cruise for everybody. There's the ones that include everything. There's the ones that include just only your, sailing and your food and your drink and everything in between, like some excursions, all excursions, no excursions, some drinks, they all include food, but some you just pay only for what you want and some are already included. It's just, yeah, there's such a variety of experiences and price points on river cruises. So availability and specific dates can vary from year to year, as you could tell by these, seasonal types of things that I've been talking about. So let me know if you're interested in one of these and I'll help guide you through it and we'll help figure out the best time and dates to go. Speaking of these types of cruises, like the seasonal experiences or any other river cruise, if you are interested in booking one, contact me now. Even if you're not going to go for a while, there are prices available through 2025 and even starting into 2026. So, the reason I say contact me now is because I came home from the conference with some very exclusive river cruise promotions and deals that I can offer, but they have super short windows. Some of them like within a couple of days, some within just a few weeks. So they do not have very long periods of time that these promotions are available, but it has to be booked, in a very short period of time, but you can cruise up to, a couple of years away or whatever from now. So that's what I'm saying, contact me soon and let's find out about the promotions or ask me about the promotions and then I can help walk you through it. You don't have to sail for a long time, but you can book it, soon. So you don't have to travel immediately, although one of the promotions is a really good one for June, July, or August of this year. So if you're still kind of thinking about something to do and you want to look into a river cruise for summer, let me know because I can totally help you with that. As you can see, this last picture, you may not think it's all that pretty, but this is just the side of the river cruise ship that I sailed on just last week in the Netherlands. It was called the Serena. And so I just figured I'd throw it in there because it was such a fun experience. It's really great. There is nothing like river cruising to get you into places and to just help you experience all of these amazing little sights and sounds. And you don't have to, it's not like touring Europe or other places where you spend a couple of days and then you pack up and then you move somewhere else. And so you're just constantly going from place to place. You're wondering, oh, where am I going to eat? What am I going to do? It's just so much of it is taken care of for you. But you also have such flexibility of like you can do the excursions or not. Like you totally can lounge around and do nothing, or you can wander off on your own, or you can take the bikes and go ride them on your own, or whatever, however you want to experience the destination. So it's really fun, really a great way to travel. Anyway, thanks for being here, and it's been fun talking to you about this today. We will talk to you in a couple of weeks. Thanks. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I would invite you to like, share, or leave a review. Let's help grow our wellness travel community.